Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to Madam Asra and my fellow classmates. I'm Rajana Atika and I'm going to present the introduction of our project. So, reading and writing skills represent a couple of basic language learning skills alongside listening and speaking. Thus, in order to become a well-rounded learner of languages, one needs to be competent in each of the 4 language skills. Reading skills is a part of learning skills, as Harmer 1998 quote by Zul Aini Ranger and Sugrin 2018. Reading texts include opportunities for language learning such as grammar, punctuation, vocabulary, and the form in which sentences, paragraph, and text are constructed. Reading actions include comprehension to understand the entire content of the text. Writing helps give a learner verifiable evidence of his achievement, or he could assess his own progress. It helps develop their comprehension of vocabulary and structure and strengthens the other language skills. Reading and writing lessons are challenging work. Educators need to be mindful of the progress that students are making and adapt the program to varying capabilities of the learners. Comic strips takes an important function in promoting the process of teaching and learning. Curtis 2008, as cited by Miller Mad Yunus et al. 2012, that digital comics can generate a positive learning process that enables learners to connect material with their own lives and also take an active part in learning process. Comic strips have several strengths, such as helping learners understand text content, helping learners strengthen their ideas, and raising the interest of students in reading. And that's all for the introduction.
My name is Nur Liana Badri, and I will be presenting about the objective of the comic strip and also the description of the comic strip. So for the objective of the comic strip, the first objective is to give encouragement for students to learn and read using different reading materials. So learning and reading can be done not only through novels, short stories, poems, but they can also be done through comic strips. Reading comic strips can help to activate and reinforce other skills like pronunciation, grammar, and vocab. And basically reading it helps students to focus more on the grammatical structure of a sentence. And next objective is comic strip helps to inspire students to be more creative. So comic strip does not only convey the message through written form, but also through the pictures and also the expressions of the characters in comic strips. These comic strips are also a great tool to help to enhance the creativity of the students. Teachers, they can ask students to create their own comic strips based on a topic, and in a way this could help students to be more creative when creating the scenarios on their own. And moving on to the description of the comic strip, this comic strip that we have created is based on a poem that is called Tech Fever, written by Ryson de Souza. And this poem is about technology and how it affects the society. And our concept for this comic strip is about how technology is affecting the society's behavior. In the comic strip, we try to convey a storyline where the society nowadays are too immersed and too focused on their smartphones or devices that they are too that they tend to forget and ignore whatever that is happening around them. And our comic strip, it also uses simple and short sentences that can easily be comprehended by the readers. These simple sentences are also related to the pictures that we created, so that it would be easier for the readers to understand the situations in the comic strips. That is all from me.
My name is Umi Nabila. So I will be explaining about the integration of the comic strips. So for the integration of the comic strips, we have decided to use it in the practice stage. So practice stage is the second stage in the lesson plan. If the presentation stage is more teacher oriented, then in practice stage, students are given more control in the learning process. So after being introduced to the topic of the day, practice stage is the most suitable stage to test students' comprehension on the lesson taught. The task can be both done individually or in group, depending on the level of difficulty of the lesson. So teacher responsibility in this process is to guide the activities and provide the student with constructive feedback, like correcting errors and model the correct forms. For our activity, after introducing a poem entitled Tech Fever, presentation stage, we would bring these comic strips into the stage to check on student understanding of the poem. So firstly, we will have the student to read the comic and analyze the story in the comic, maybe have some brainstorming session. Students are also encouraged to share their ideas and opinions in relating to the comic with the topic. Then next, we will have the students to complete the comprehension questions based on the comic strips. So the question consists of 5 short answer questions and 1 essay questions. So all the question constructed based by following the Bloom's taxonomy.
Okay, I'm Elvira and I'm going to conclude the whole project and report. So overall, this project taught us how we can integrate the usage of comic strip in our lesson. Comic strip is an effective instructional tool that can be used in teaching reading and writing skills because the students can actually benefit this in a way that because it provides graphic images as the stimuli material for the students to think and answer questions regarding the material prepared. Last but not least, we also learned on how to develop tools in an entirely new way, which is by using comic strip. We developed this by the idea or concept of a poem, then integrate the message into a comic strip. And then we truly believe that through the comic strip that we created, both the students and teachers can actually benefit from it, as it takes all the objectives as well when it comes to addressing or polishing the students' reading and writing skills. Thank you.